All right. Today is day 6 and the final day of our boot camp. The wait is over. Okay, hold on a sec. All right, there we go. Okay, making sure that I'm live. Here we go. So today is the letter T. Today we're going to talk about transforming your body, your mind, and your spirit. The key to weight loss, the key to losing weight for the last time is that total transformation. So if you just work on the body, if you just work on eating and exercise, you're going to have some success. But if you don't change the mindset, as we've been talking about this week, if that mindset doesn't change, then you're going to stay on that yo-yo diet roller coaster. But then when you add the spirit part to it, hey Shirley, when you add the God element to it, then that just becomes that entire package, because then you have growth in your spiritual journey, you have growth in your mindset, and then you shrink in your body. I would like to say growth, but that's not true. We're actually going to be losing weight. When all of it is together, that is when the total transformation comes. That's when you're able to lose weight for the last time. So Monday we talked about what, when, where, and how to eat. And then Tuesday we talked about how to get your energy back. Talked about leptin and ghrelin and the different hormones that affect your weight loss. And then Wednesday, we talked about doing the inner work, doing the mindset work, changing your relationship with food and changing the way that you look at food. And then Thursday was God at the center. So we had a whole lot of verses talking about putting God first and recognizing that if we put God at the center, then He's going to fill us. So those moments when we're feeling empty and we reach for food, instead, if we fill ourselves with God, then instead of being filled with food, we will be fulfilled with God. And then yesterday was Heart's Desire. So we talked about having a goal that is like a 10 out of 10 in importance, where you wake up every day and you know you have to reach this goal. Um, and then we talked about putting anchors in place, things that will overload your senses to remind you of why you want to lose the weight. We talked about doing a vision board, writing a letter to yourself from the future you. Um, yeah, I can't remember what else. Anyway, so it's been a full week. It's been a full week for me. And so today I just want to, I'm going to keep it fairly short. I just want to touch on the total transformation. So our first verse is from Psalms 139, verse 14, that says, "You are fearfully and wonderfully made." And I think I might have mentioned this verse earlier in the week, but I love this verse because we can get so down on ourselves and be so negative with ourselves. And we forget that God has fearfully and wonderfully made us. So if we are fearfully and wonderfully made, then all those negative things that we're telling ourselves, they're not really true, are they? Or they don't need to be true. And we need to change that thought process, change the things that we're saying about ourselves, and reframe them and look at ourselves the way God looks at us. Look at ourselves the way other people look at us. Think about the people in your life that love you. They don't body shame you. At least I hope not. If they do, then maybe you need to consider the people in your life. But I mean, for the most part, the people who love you, they love you for who you are, like the entire person. It's not just about the shape of your body. And the problem is when we look in the mirror and we don't like what the outer shell looks like, then we allow that to affect many other areas of our lives, and we become very down and negative on ourselves. So I encourage you to stop doing that because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Matthew 26, verse 41 says, watch and pray so that you don't fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So when you're feeling weak, and obviously the verse says our flesh is going to be weak, we are going to have those moments where we feel weak and we want to give up. But it says, watch and pray so that you don't fall into temptation. And the spirit is willing. The spirit is willing, meaning that like inside we're willing, but then we get all caught up in our thoughts and our feelings, and our flesh is weak. So focusing on God and watching and praying and asking him to keep you out of temptation. Let me rephrase that, because it's not that you're never going to be tempted. You will be tempted many, many times. We make more than 200 food decisions a day. And Jesus himself was tempted. So it's not that you're never going to be tempted, but God is going to, he's there to help you get out of the temptation. The next verse is Proverbs 3, 7 and 8. Don't be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. So again, health to your body and nourishment to your bones. Think about that. If if we stay on the path, if we are asking for help, if we're staying motivated and focused, then God's going to help us. And then we're going to feel nourished. We're going to have a healthy body. We're going to feel nourished in our bones. And it also says, don't be wise in your own eyes. And I think I might have mentioned this one before, or it was another verse that was similar to that, actually. Don't be wise in your own eyes. So sometimes you need help. Sometimes doing this journey all on your own is overwhelming. It's difficult. And when you have somebody to be accountable to, it makes all the difference in the world. So me being a health coach, I'm teaching everybody else, and sometimes I fall off track myself because I'm teaching and forgetting that I also need accountability. So a few of my clients and I have set up a Facebook messenger chat, and we share what we're eating all day long. And we just snap a picture and post it in the group chat. We've been doing that now, I think, for 2 weeks. And it is really helping me because when I go to eat something, I think, oh, okay, I'm going to snap this picture and I'm going to share it with everybody. So it's holding me accountable. And I have been eating so much better over the last couple of weeks just by that little bit of accountability. So imagine how much better your journey would be if you had the accountability, the support, the encouragement, and someone to coach you and to be in your corner and to give you a little push when you need it once in a while, but then also to be there and to be your cheerleader. Second Corinthians 4:16 says, don't lose heart. Outwardly, we're wasting away. Inwardly, we are being renewed day by day. So there's a few things. First off, don't lose heart. Don't give up. When the going gets tough, don't give up. We do hard things all the time. And yet somehow when it comes to us and our own weight loss and our own health, we think that the hard things are too hard and we give up. But if it was something hard that we were doing to help somebody else, I know I would be right in there doing everything I could. Even let's say it was a family member who was sick and I was helping them, and I would be helping them beyond what was even expected. And I know that's the way with a lot of you ladies. Everybody else gets the attention and your health gets put on the back burner. So don't lose heart. Don't give up. Don't put yourself on the back burner. Outwardly, we're wasting away. So I like that part of the verse. I like to assume that that's now you're being coached, you're getting encouraged, you have the accountability, you're walking the straight path, you're asking God for help and he's helping you. Outwardly, you're wasting away. Yes, that's what we want, right? Maybe not wasting away, but that waste. We're getting a waste. Like it the weight is coming off. Inwardly, I like this. We are being renewed day by day. The key part of that, we are being renewed. So it's not we're renewed, it's one and done. It's something that happens day after day after day. It never finishes. We are always being renewed. It's a continual process. James 3 verse 2 says, we all stumble in many ways. See, God knows that we're going to stumble, and it's okay to stumble as long as we get back up again, as long as we learn from the mistakes that we made and we get back up. We're going to stumble. That's a given. So make sure that you recognize that you tell yourself that you're prepared, that yep, some days are going to be worse than others, and it's okay. That doesn't mean I give up. That means that as soon as I'm able, I pick myself up and I keep going forward. 1 Timothy 4 verse 8 says, physical training is of some value, but godliness has value for all things, holding promise for both the present life and the life to come. So, physical training is of some value. Now, I talked to some women and they exercise like crazy, thinking that the exercise is going to help them lose weight. In the research that I've been doing, first off, on my own body, losing 86 pounds without any exercise. So it is absolutely possible to lose weight without exercise. In the research that I've been doing over the last year, exercise is okay. Certain types of exercise are definitely going to increase your metabolism. But the problem is people are thinking, okay, I get this many calories a day, but if I exercise and burn off calories, the problem is they think, oh, so that means then I can have a little bit more. Okay, I had an ice cream sundae, so I'm just going to exercise a little bit more to wear off that sundae. It doesn't work that way. Exercise is physical training is of value in the fact that it helps you to be healthy. It's good for your heart, it's good for your muscles, your bones, your brain. It helps relieve depression. Like there's a lot of good things about exercise. Even doing strength training, resistance training, that helps actually to increase your metabolism, and it strengthens your muscles and makes you more toned. So there's really great things about exercise. Now, if you are in a chronic stressed out state and then you go and you do cardio, like really heavy duty cardio, that is actually going to increase the stress in your body. I love walking and biking. Yes. And walking and is very therapeutic. It's great to be out in the fresh air and to be breathing in the fresh air and to be in the sun. Walking is great. Even biking can be great. The what I'm thinking of is the people who go to the extremes. And even with our eating, the extremes aren't what we're looking for. God doesn't want us to go from one extreme to the other. He he wants us to do things in moderation. So when you go and do that exercise to the extreme where it's exhausting you, those cortisol levels are going to go higher and higher and higher. So you're already stressed out, and now you're doing all this cardio and doing these heavy duty exercises that are increasing the cortisol levels, and you're just doing more damage to your body. So if you find that you have a very, very stressful life and the exercise isn't making you feel better, I would encourage you to do something different. So I have a client who right now is under a lot of stress, and then she was trying to do a lot of cardio exercising. And I said to her, I think it's weighing on your body, all this stress. You're adding to the stress. So I encouraged her to do some strength training, to do, just some stretches and some exercises at home. And it didn't make one bit of difference in her weight loss. In fact, I think she, in the 6 weeks of not doing the heavy duty exercise, I think she went down 2 or 3 pounds. And she has been struggling for a very long time, sitting at this plateau and has been unable to break it. And we recognized it was all the stress that was in her life. So physical training is of some value, but godliness has value for all things. So again, if you can put your focus on God and ask God what it is that he wants you to be doing, ask him to show you, to give you some wisdom. The a verse in Proverbs talks about asking God for wisdom, and he'll give it to you. And so godliness has value for all things, holding promise for both the present life and the life to come. And then the last verse, Psalm 73, verse 26. My heart and flesh may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. So I've said this. Our flesh is going to fail. Even our heart is going to fail us sometimes. I mentioned that yesterday. Sometimes our heart can trick us. But if we are leaning on God, if we're asking God to direct our path, to lead us in the way that he wants us to go, the closer we are to God, the more our heart is going to reflect God's heart for us. So, what are you doing moving forward? How are you going to reach your goal? Surely I know that you've worked with me for a little bit and you've reached your goal. And I have been so impressed with the transformation, not just your physical transformation, but also the mindset transformation for you. And you've done so, so well. The rest of you, what is stopping you, or what is keeping you? Let's not say what's stopping you. What is keeping you stuck? Why do you think that you aren't at your goal weight yet? I mean, I'm assuming that you're struggling, and that's why you're watching the video. That's why you're in my group. You may not be struggling. So if you're not struggling, then share with us what is working for you. But if you are struggling, what isn't working for you? Let me know in the comments what you are struggling with when it comes to weight loss. The problem is we know so much, and we can get lost in researching and learning that we don't take action. So, and I did that for many, many years, probably over 30 years. I researched, and I would look at different programs and think, oh yeah, this, I like this one, I like this one. And I would take a little bit of different programs, Um, but and I would in my mind have the perfect program together, but then I didn't take action. And even last year, I've mentioned that I put some weight on last year. I was so busy researching and creating to bring content to all of you guys that I forgot to look after myself. So I was, I knew this stuff, but I wasn't taking action. And another reason why sometimes we're stuck is because we're waiting for everything to be perfect. We got to get rid of all the junk food. We got to buy all the proper groceries. And so we have a date in mind, and on this date, everything will be perfect, and then I'll start. And then what happens? Most times something comes up, something gets in our way, and we don't start when we said we were going to start. I did that many times. How many Mondays have come and gone when you've said, this Monday I'm going to start? How many New Year's have come where you say, this is going to be the year that I finally get all of the weight off? And then the next January comes and you go, shoot, what did I do all year long? That year went by fast. The problem is we are trying to do things perfectly. Messy action is better than perfect inaction. So start right now. You don't have all the vegetables in the house that you need? Who cares? Start with what you've got. You've got all the junk food in the house. Who cares? You don't have to eat it. You can eat it if you want to, but you don't have to eat it. Or you can eat a little bit of it and not eat giant portions. That seems to be part of the issue as well. We feel like, oh, well, I'm going to have this cheat meal or this snack, this junk food, so I'm going to have a whole bunch of it because who knows when I get to have it again. In my daughter-in-law and my son always have probably 4 bags of chips on the go. In they have a drawer of junk food. And an opened bag of chips could sit there for 6 weeks, and they'll have just a few chips, and then they roll the bag back up and in the drawer it goes. That's what I feel like normal people do. We talked about what normal people are the one day. Like one of my clients was saying, I just want to feel normal. And that's what it is. That's what normal is. I have the junk food, I have a little bit, and then I put it back. So stop trying to put everything in place. It's not about deprivation. It's not about restriction. Everything that I do in my programs is all about moderation and mindset. So take the messy action. Stop waiting. Even, okay, it's 6:23 Eastern Standard Time here at the time of this video. So if you want to, you can start tomorrow morning, but don't wait any longer than that. Make do with what you've got and take baby steps. Um, I think that's really it. Other than let me know what your plan of action is for you to reach your goal weight. And if you don't have a plan of action, if you don't know what to do, I would love to get on a call with you and just have a chat. I gained 20 pounds during COVID. I got serious in September 2020 until now. Finally lost the 20 pounds. Now I just want to live carefree and continue to eat healthy. Absolutely. And you're not you're not leaving entire food groups out. You know that some of the carbs bother you and you have them once in a while, but you don't have them all the time. And I know you guys have had, I think the one night you had cheesecake for dessert, and that's great. You're not depriving yourself at all. And that's what I want for everybody. That's what I want for you to be able to live the carefree life, to live fab, fit, and free for the rest of your life. So if you are struggling and you want to have a chat with me, please reach out to me. I would love to get on a call with you. We'll take maybe 20 minutes to have a chat. I can help you figure out what your goals are, and we can work out a plan for you. That plan may include working with me. It may not include working with me. Not everybody um, is compatible, right? So we may get on a call and we say, yeah, this isn't going to work, and that's okay. But I want you to know that that option is there. So get on a free call with me. Let's talk about what you need to get yourself moving the needle forward. And then if working with me is another step to that, then we can talk about that. You know that I have the membership. It's only $47 a month. I know I was talking to a client today. She has been paying $50 a month for the Weight Watchers app, and she never uses it. She said, I don't know why I keep it. And so she said, today I need to cancel that app because it's a waste of money. $50 a month on an app that she's not even using, or and a program. $47 a month. And if I don't hear from you in a few days, I'm going to reach out to you and say, hey, what's up? How are you doing? Why haven't I heard from you? They don't do that at Weight Watchers. And I'm not bashing Weight Watchers. I am a huge fan of them. I have succeeded a couple of times on Weight Watchers. The thing I didn't like was having to go to the meetings every week, having to count the and count points and track all my food. I wanted something that was simpler, and I wanted something that um, worked on the mindset and changed the whole thought process, so that when you're done working with me, you have all the tools you need to continue on your own. And yeah, surely I eat all the food groups, had a piece of pizza at lunch. So glad to have got to have you as a coach. I wear the bracelet to remind myself of eating healthy. Yes. Where is my bracelet? I don't have it here. Oh, here it is. I do have these bracelets. They say they're those, those silicone bracelets. They say, let's eat, energize, abide, transform, and then my contact information on the back. If you want one of these, let me know, and then just send me your name and address in a messenger, and I'll send one out to you. Yeah, so I think that's it. I would love to have a chat with you. That's basically what I want to say. I'd love to have a chat with you. I'd love to see if us working together is something that would help you get to your goal. To me, it's not about making thousands and thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. To me, it is my passion to help women feel as good as I feel, to feel as good as Shirley feels. That is my vision, to help as many women as possible to reach their goal. Anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for being part of The Wait is Over. The videos will be up in the group for a couple of weeks before I take them down and move them over into another group. So thank you again for being here, and have a blessed weekend. Bye.